Hi, my name is Silent Sword 23, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about traditional archery. Traditional archery is not what you would consider to be what you would think of today as archery, being with all those expensive cams and pulleys and gears and all that. No, traditional archery is shooting with a longbow or a recurve with no sights or pretty much nothing to help you with. So I'm going to be explaining a little bit about the equipment as well. Okay, so the equipment you're going to need for traditional archery, well, obviously is a bow. Now, a bow for a traditional archery is a longbow or a recurve. A recurve is defining the tapering away from the archer at the last 6 inches of the bow on either end. A longbow is, well, a longbow. It's about as tall as me. Now, my longbow is a 50-pound draw weight, which means it'll take 50 pounds of pressure to pull back and hold. And it has no sights or anything, so you basically got to do a lot of guesswork. There's no arrow rest, so this is called shooting off the shelf. One thing you're also going to need is a shooting glove. If you don't use one, they're pretty much going to tear your fingers off. And for beginning archers, I'm going to suggest using a arm guard. There is a grip that will allow you to not get hit by it. And trust me, when you get hit by this thing, it'll pretty much skin your arm. It hurts. So, after the shooting glove and the arm guard, the next thing you're probably going to need is some arrows. Now, I use a back quiver because it just looks awesome. There's also available quivers you can put on your hip, which you can draw the arrow out then. But the arrows I use are feather arrows. The feather arrows allow for, when I shoot, come closer, for the feathers to fold in when they go across the shelf. When they go in across the shelf like that, and they'd come out. Feather vanes, on the other hand, don't really do that. They come across and kind of bounce. So for traditional archery, when you're shooting off the shelf, I suggest using feather arrows out. Now the first thing you want to do before you shoot is your stance, which is obviously going to be parallel. Next thing is a grip. What I personally use, because I find it better, is the split grip, which is 2 fingers under, 1 finger over, that you pinch and pull. There are some where you can do 3 fingers under, but I don't see that as a very useful thing. I think it's just based on preference, but I shoot 2, and back out. Now I'm going to do a little bit of shooting demonstration. Pause.
Sorry.
Now when shooting traditional archery, you want to find a constant anchor point. And an anchor point is where you constantly draw back and set your arrow. Now mine I use till the tip to the back of the feather touches the corner of my mouth. There are others who use maybe a chin or under the eye, but I prefer the corner of the mouth. Now when you're aiming, well, there's really no way to aim it. It's instinctive shooting is what it is. So there's no sights or anything. It's basically just letting your mind take over. It's a bit tricky to work with, but once you get it down, it's a whole lot easier. So right now I'm going to do a little bit of shooting demonstrations to show you what it's like. Alright? First one was a little bad. I'm aiming for the middle one, so keep in mind I've only had this for about 3 months, so the shots aren't going to be great. Yeah, not great. Now when you shoot, you want to release, you want to slip off, not pluck it. If you let it go like that, the arrows are going to go all over the place. Now one thing I personally have a problem with is when I shoot, I clench the bow like it's falling out of my hands. But you want to keep a light grip on it. Sometimes, some archers even just kind of let gravity do the work. And you can even open your hand as it pulls back on you. But try not to death grip it at the end. You want to release and come back to your shoulder for beginning archers. And when you shoot it, when you're shooting, you don't want the bow to go straight up. You want it to kind of lean a bit. It helps a lot with the shots. And when you're knocking the arrows, you always want to make sure, well, if you're shooting off the shelf anyway, you always want to make sure the odd color fletching is facing up. Now, if you have an arrow rest, you'll want the odd facing towards you. Alright. Now, if I can actually get one shot in, I'll do some more different things. Okay, I'm having a little grouping there. Alright, pause. Now what I've got set up here is kind of a makeshift target. I got a water bottle sitting on top of the tea gallon. I'm going to be aiming for the water bottle. Okay? Let's go look at that. It was a bit high, but generally where I want it to, so that was a pretty good shot. Now I'm going to try a little bit different shot, which is from the knee. This one you might find in more of like a hunting situation if you're behind a bush or something. So let's see how that works. First one's a miss and that fell off. Pause. First one was a miss, and shooting from the knee takes a bit of practice, so I'm going to try round 2. A bit close. I'm going to try another one. You always want your arrow knocked underneath the knocking point. There we go. Let's see, the first one was just a bit off. The second one was right on target. Now I'm going to try a movement shot. These take a lot of practice, and I'm probably not even going to hit it right in the first shot. So let's try. Well, not really what I was aiming at, but it got the job done anyway. Now that takes a lot of practice, and even that wasn't a perfect shot. Not really close to what I was aiming at, but good enough. Pause. Alright, now I'm going to end it really. Pause. That last bit, the water bottle fell off, so we kind of scrapped it entirely. So thanks for watching my videos, and that's it.
Yeah, I got you shooting that one.